It's such a great video. Damn straight, man. It's awesome, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, if I could get you to get back into the room so we can get started. We're running just a little late. Take all the time you need to hurry back into the room. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Could you tell them? Get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to start for the training for the firewalk, please. Dancers on stage, please. I'll tell you what I could use. A water.
Very funny.
I got a Bose box and drummer thing. Yeah, so he'll set that up. Let's do that. All right, do we have everybody? Hey, if you guys could give me a little help in the kitchen in there. A little help in the kitchen. Please return to the room. Everyone in the kitchen, please. Well, first of all, you guys, give yourselves a hand for breaking some boards tonight. Oh, come on, give yourselves a real hand. You broke a board, for God's sake. So if I could also do you, since we're going to be doing a firewalk tonight, if I could get you to put your cell phones on mute. Oh, thank you.
Everybody's watching this live cast anyway.
All right, so let's see a show of hands again. How many people have actually done the firewalk? So I just get it on? All right, cool. So you're in Australia, and yeah, okay, awesome. So I'm going to show you guys a quick video, and then if you will, I'm going to tell you a very quick story, and then we're going to get you ready for the firewalk so that we can give you this amazing experience. And I believe we have our AV team has he's coming back in. He's on the way over. So I'm going to show you a video. I think you'll recognize this lady, and she did a firewalk with us. Was back in 2000 something. But the reason I'm going to show you this is because you're going to be able to, guys in the back, guys, please, thank you. You're going to see this woman do this firewalk, and it really is very accurate. It depicts what somebody can go through prior to a firewalk. We're rolling. We need some volume. A little more.
So we were running these big fires all night long. Everybody got cold. We shoveled the wheelbarrows, and then we laid on the plots about 12 or 15 feet long for people to walk on.
She said, "Holy shit." Did you guys see that?
Oh, my God.
She said it twice. Take notes here, guys. Pay close attention.
Here we go. That's enough. That's enough right there. I want you to know there's nothing to fear. You're going to storm through this. I will not let you get hurt.
My feet are
What's the
wet.
worst going to happen? Burn your feet off and die? Come on.
Good point.
Step up on the grass first. Okay. I want you to make your move as strong as you've ever been in your life. I want you to scream yes. I want you to do it 3 times. Your eyes stay up. You storm across. Yes. Yes. Make your move, scream yes. As hard and strong as you can. That's it. That's it. You got it.
Then it was Sherry's turn. Go, Sherry.
Make your move, scream yes, and you go. Still. Stop. Wipe your feet.
Okay, pay close attention to this part.
Let me just tell you, this was an experience. Let me just tell you, this is the next chapter. This is the next chapter, people, because I didn't come here planning to do this. I was thinking, first of all, when I saw the flames, I went, that is crazy. That's unreasonable. All mammals know to run from fire. What in the world? And so
How you doing out there, ladies and gentlemen?
I stayed too long at the fair because at some point I could have gotten out. And then after I saw it turning and everybody was talking about actually going to walk, I thought, okay, now, am I going to walk and what I'm walking for and what's the metaphor mean and what does it all mean? I didn't think I could do it, and I did it. I was petrified standing there for a minute. And then I thought, well, you have to believe you can do it. And then Tony just whispered in my ear, yes, yes, yes. And I don't know how I got across, but anyway, I did it. I did it. I did it.
Give her a hand. Now, if you paid close attention there, you saw her say something during that last part. This is the next chapter, people. Oprah, she took her life and her company and everything in a completely different direction within less than 60 seconds of walking on fire. Now, I've seen this countless times over and over and over and over. You guys are going to transform your life tonight. Now, I'm going to ask you to promise me something when you get to the other end. We've got somebody at the other end tonight, and they're going to tell you to stop, wipe your feet, and celebrate. And I believe we're going to have David and Will probably down on the celebration end for you guys, because I want you to anchor this moment in. And then I want you to ask yourself a question. And the question is, what else is possible? What else is possible? What else is possible with you? What else is possible collectively with all of you? Because the next time you guys interact with each other after you firewalk, you have a new commonality, unlike anything else. There's a bond within people who firewalk. So my recommendation to you guys is don't downplay this. Don't go, oh, you know, yeah, I went and we did this, and yeah, we broke a board, and we walked on fire. Now, your friends are going to think you're whacked, and we are. So, again, what I'm encouraging you to do here is be fully associated to what you're going to do tonight. Because tonight can be about a completely new beginning, a complete new foundation, a building on this tonight. So if you will, I'm going to tell you, can I tell you guys a quick story about how I got into this crazy position that I am here? So on June 8th of 1988, I woke up and I was grossly addicted to drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. I was 100 and some pounds heavier than I am now. I was a car crash, a plane wreck, and a 5-car collision all rolled into one. And so when I woke up that morning, next thing I know, I had a phone in one hand and I had a .357 Magnum in the other. And here's what I knew. Something was going to change that day. I was in a lot of pain. And so I made a phone call. And that phone call, I called this organization called Alcoholics Anonymous. And they came and picked me up. And that was on June 8th of 1988. And as a result of that day, as I started to get into recovery, I had insomnia. And I was up one night and I was watching an infomercial, and it was a big tall guy that looked like this guy right here. And he was talking about inspiration and desperation, and we'll do more to avoid pain than gain pleasure. And he was selling this 30-day program, and I bought his program. And I went through it. And I did what the man taught me to do. And it worked. Well, as a result, I turned some friends on to Tony. One in particular went through the program, read his book, and the next thing I know, that was on June 8th of 1988. And then in 1995, this friend called me on the phone one day, and he said, "Hey, did you know that Tony Robbins is coming to town live?" And I said, "No, I had no idea." And he goes, "Come on, dude, let's go. I mean, I read his book. You turned me on to this guy. I want to go to the event." And so he said, it's a 4-day event, and we'll go together. And I looked at my schedule, and I said, yeah, I can do that. So the next thing I know, he said, well, I'll call you right back. And he calls me back about an hour later, and he goes, done. We pick up the tickets at will call. Again, it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And here's what they told us to do. Number 1, bring a good attitude. Number 2, be ready to play full out, which I recommend tonight to you. If you go out to that fire, be ready to play full out. Bring some snacks and be prepared to spend a lot of time in the room. And I said, yeah, okay. As far as the attitude, yeah, I just spent $1,000. I'll have a good attitude, not a problem. So he said, oh, and he said, by the way, we're going to be doing a fire walk. There's where the phone went. When he said that, I pretty much lost control from the waist down. I mean, right? And I'm thinking to myself, no way in hell. I mean, I want to go see Tony Robbins. That's great, but I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. Why would you do that? That's insane. I'm not going to do that. Of course, but I don't want my buddy to think I'm a wuss, right? So I'm like, yeah, sure, firewalk. Yeah, sure, no problem. I hung up the phone and I went, no way in hell. I am not doing it. I'm not going to do the firewalk. It's not going to happen. I'm going to go see Tony. He's a great guy. I want to see what he's got to talk about, but I'm sure the firewalk's only for the crazies. So we'll let them do that, and then I'll just be over here. So you show up, next thing I know, you register, you go into the room with Tony, and he takes a stage at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Next thing I know, it's after midnight. I've been in a room with him for 10 hours. So, I go all the way to the back, where you can't go any further, right? Well, there's the problem with that. Tony's people know where all the cowards are. So next thing I know, this guy comes up to me, and he looks at me, and he goes, are you okay? And of course, when we're not okay, what do we say? I'm fine. Sure, I'm fine. And he said, oh, okay. He said, well, are you going to walk tonight? And I said, absolutely not. And he kind of went, not a problem. It's okay. And here's what he said. I love this part. He goes, we don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. And I went, I like this guy. He's my ticket out of here. And then he said, but wouldn't you at least like to watch? And I said, yeah, actually I would. And he said, well, you're not going to be able to see anything from back here. You're going to have to get in line. Right? And he was telling me the truth, though. Right, I couldn't have seen anything, because understand, I'm in a parking lot with 3,000 people. So I'm going to see people. I can't see anything. Now, there's a big fire building over here, and Tony's got a bunch of African drummers, right? It's really intense. But, and he's got everybody in this chant, like they're going, yes, yes, yes. And I'm going, no, no, no. I'm not doing this, because I'm holding out. I'm not doing it. So next thing I know, I'm in line, and all of a sudden I get a little closer and a little closer, and all of a sudden I go, boom, and I can see people walking. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell are these people are nuts. But what I noticed is that it was every walk of life. It had nothing to do with gender. It had nothing to do with color. It had nothing to do with any of that. I just saw people that were just, there was like this moment, there was like this definitive moment, all of a sudden they would just step up and they would walk. And so, I'm walking and I'm kind of moving along, and all of a sudden this other guy comes up to me. And he says, he whispers in my ear, he says, he knows when you're ready. When he says go, you go. And I'm thinking, you can go to, where would you like to go? So all of a sudden I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching, all of a sudden, boom, there I am. I'm at the head of the line. And all of a sudden now I'm staring down at the coals, right? And you can feel the heat coming from the coals. What they did is we load coals in wheelbarrows, and then we put a wheelbarrow in between two lanes, and then we shovel the coals onto the lane, right? And there's a wheelbarrow right there, and and everybody's yes, yes, and I'm staring, and all of a sudden the trainer standing right there, he goes, eyes up, and I screamed at me, right? I pulled my head up, and of course when we're in the room, Tony said, look, don't stare at what you fear. Look at the celebration end. Did you see Oprah when she got to the other end? I thought she was going to lose her panties, for crying out loud. She was out of her mind. She's crazy excited about her accomplishment. Well, that's what Tony says to do. Don't stare at what you fear. Look at to the outcome of what this can do for you. And so I pull my eyes up, and he said, "Squeeze your fist and say yes." And I went, "Yes." And he kind of looked at me, and goes, "Stronger." And I went, "Yes." And he went and he screams at me again. He goes, "Stronger." And I went, "Yes." And he goes, "Go, go, go." And I took off. Now, here's the first thing I learned about firewalking. If you take the first step, you will take the second, third, fourth, and fifth. I guarantee you no one is going to go out there, take the first step, and stand there. And I got to the end, and all of a sudden, stop, wipe your feet, and celebrate. Well, about that time, a girl reaches in, and she grabs me by the shirt. And she's pulling me out of the way. She's going, "You did it, you did it, you did it." And I'm going, "I did it, I did it." Now, she's trying to get me out of the way, too, because there's somebody else coming, right? And I'm going, "I did it, I did it." And I went, "No, I didn't." How often have we done something, right? You do something really cool, and then you dismiss it. You go, "I didn't do that." Right? Have we all done that? Who hasn't done that? Yeah, we've all done it, right? And all of a sudden, I looked back, and I went, "What in the hell?" And I go, "Oh my God, oh crap, I've really burnt myself bad. I mean, I've really burnt myself," right? And all of a sudden I look at my left foot. My foot's dirty, but there's no burns. I look at my right foot. It's dirty, but there's no burns. And I went, "Oh, okay, I did it. I get it, right? I understood that part, but I didn't know how I did it." I'm like, "How do you do that? Those coals are 1,000 degrees. Your skin will blister at 175. So how did I do that?" Again, I didn't know. And so there's like a guy standing right next to me, right? And he's got his pants rolled up. And I walked up and I said, "Hey, did you just walk?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Did you burn yourself?" He goes, "No." I walked over to another guy. Like, "Hey, you walk? Did you burn?" "No." I started asking everybody, did you burn yourself?" "No, no, no, no." So at that point, I went, okay, there's no trick here, right? It wasn't mirrors, it wasn't this, it was the real deal. And so how do I do that? So what I found was that Tony uses a couple of hundred volunteers at every firewalk. And so I found out that I could call Robbins Research. This was in 1995, right? And fax machines and all that stuff. And so, you had to. So I had to call them. They sent me an application, and they said that, you could become part of Tony's volunteer team. And so I filled out the information, and they sent it to me. And next thing I know, I got a letter in the mail about a month later. It said, "Congratulations, you've been chosen to crew with the Anthony Robbins Companies in Orlando, Florida." And so the next thing I know, there I am. And I'm crewing on the team. In fact, when I registered, I met another guy, and he had done this before, and I was talking with him, and so they do it alphabetically. It's like, so I'm over here in the A's, and he's over here in the T's, and then so as soon as I walked up, right, they gave me my assignment, and I looked at it, and it said fire building team. And I went, sweet, this is what I want to do, right? Well, I run into my buddy later, and he comes up, he goes, "Hey, man, how did you do? What position do you have?" And I said, "I'm on the fire building team." He goes, "Who did you piss off?" I'm like, oh, this is not good, right? So what happens is that on the fire building team, you're out there all day. A lot of the other crew are inside with Tony, right? And I was outside. Well, later, Robbins found out that I had a military security background, and the next thing I know, I'm now part of the security team taking care of some of Tony's celebrities. Out of 500,000 people that Woz and I have done, we've done everybody from Oprah to Usher to, I mean, you name it. I've done every professional athlete you could imagine. I've done all the top stars. But you know who I love the most? Grandmas, grandpas, kids, people that were scared to death, and they stepped through and they did it anyway. In fact, I was in Tampa in 2002, and there was a young man there. He was a collegiate athlete, and he was football, baseball, basketball, wrestling. This guy was just a collegiate athlete, and he was hit by a drunk driver, and he lost one leg here, and he lost the other leg here, and so he was very close to suicide. And one of his friends said, hey, look, I know you're thinking about suicide, but Tony Robbins is coming to town. Why don't you go see him before you do this? Because it's in our moments of decision that our destinies are shaped. And the bottom line is, I'm out there one day, and there I am, and we're going along, and I'm working Tony's lane because I took care of Tony, and because he had all the celebrities in the lane. And next thing I know, Tony stops, and he looks at me as if to say, and he's got that look on his face like, I think we're going to see something really, really incredibly special here. Well, I didn't see. It's pretty dark out there, and all of a sudden here comes this young man in a wheelchair, and he wheels his chair up to the lane, and Tony bends down to talk to him, and the kid goes, no, get away, go. All of a sudden that young man, he moved himself, positioned himself, and he fell forward. He went into a handstand, and he walked across the fire on his hands. So at that moment of my life, I went, okay, this is what I should be doing. That young man out there, that young kid right there, he was 9 years old, and his sister was 6 years old when they walked the fire the first time. So I'm going to take the next couple of minutes here, you guys, and I'm going to show you how to firewalk. My recommendation is pay close attention. And here's the other thing I would ask you to do. Honor that fire. Respect that fire. I've gotten to a point where not only do we honor and respect the fire, we pay homage to the wood, to the process, to the water, to everything that is going to create, literally, you guys, could be, if you allow it to be, if you allow yourself to have as much fun as Oprah did, literally one of the top experiences of your life. So my question to you is this. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Something to think about. In fact, I think we ought to say that together. Let's do it like this. Kind of like something to think about. Let's do that. You guys ready to do that? Here we go. It's kind of like you're walking out, you go, something to think about. All right, stand up. Let's do that. Come on, you guys. Let's have some fun. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Something to think about. All right, give yourselves a hand. All right. Guys, go ahead and have a seat. So here's what it looks like. This is getting yourself in a peak physical state where your body and your mind are come together. All right? So basically what you're going to do, what I do is I'm in a strong physical state. Right? So if I hit myself here, right? Now, ladies, you might want to find another place. And I hit myself, my body goes, okay, what's going on? What are we doing? Where's Dave taking us now? Right? So if I walk out to the fire and I go, yes, 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 cool moss, cool moss, cool moss, cool moss. That's it, right there. Well, come on, I just firewalked you guys. Give me a hand for God's sake. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. So that's it. So when you come out here tonight, I'm going to know if you're physically ready. I'm going to see it. I'll see it in your eyes. I'll see it in your physiology. But I want to see it. I want to see yes, yes, yes. And here's what you say. I want your eyes up. Right? Don't do what I did. What did I do when I first went there? I went, oh, God, they're going to burn the hell out of me. Right? And that's when the trainer said what? Eyes up. So if you come out there, I want your eyes up. Then I want just yes, yes, yes. And here's what I want you to say. Cool moss, cool moss, cool moss, cool moss. Then when you get to the end, we're going to have somebody that's going to stop you, and they're going to say, stop. Wipe your feet. Don't pound your feet. Now, why do you think we're having you wipe your feet? If a little coal gets caught somewhere in your footsie, and you're going to wipe them off. Now, we're also going to spritz those lanes out there, right? So the front of the lane is going to be a little bit moist, and the back side of the lane is going to be a little bit moist too, so that in case there is something, a little ember in there, it's going to go out immediately. So it's stop, wipe your feet, and celebrate like crazy. I want you to go to a 10. All right? You guys have got to go ballistic. Absolutely ballistic. Are you guys willing to do that? Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Anybody have any questions about what we're going to do? Speak up now, forever hold your peace. Yes, sir. Stand and identify yourself.
My name is Paul Hutchings.
Hi, Paul. Nice to meet you.
What about pants? Do you roll them up?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay?
Yeah, you want to roll your pants up. If you're wearing pantyhose, I don't recommend that. You definitely, no. Here's what, guys, if you're wearing pantyhose, oh God, I'm having visuals. Cool moss. Sometimes, a lot of times the women will come up to me and go, what if I have nail polish on my toenails? Typically, you'll know because as they go across out there, they start popping. Pop, pop. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't do that. They don't do that at all. Now, I think Justin he's going to be out there. So you guys are going to have some video of this, and there's going to be some pictures of this. So you guys will have this experience. Now here's something else to think about, and that is the people that are in this organization who are now watching you. So I guess they're also watching at home, right? Or some of them watching at home. That's really cool. Wish you were here. We'll get you to one, all right? These guys want us back. We'll come do that for you guys. So does anybody have any questions before we get started? Yes, sir.
Can I do this in my condition?
No.
Whoa. Mike Renner. Can we have a Mike Renner? So I said something earlier, you guys, that I want to make sure you guys understand. So why don't people get what they want in life? Who can tell me?
Because they have a story that tells them they can.
They tell them they can or they can't, right? Exactly. I'm too young. I'm too old. So the question is, you're asking me. So you're asking me, can you walk?
Because I have a new hip, 10 days old, and I limp on every step.
Is it got alloys in it?
Yeah. It's
Do they heat up quickly?
It's titanium.
Ooh, titanium's really hot.
That's not working.
That didn't work?
No.
Then why are you asking me the question?
Mike Runner? No, just kidding.
Can I do this in spite of the fact that I have a brand new hip and I limp?
You know your limitations. Now, I can't argue for your limitations, because if I argue for your limitations, those are mine. Can you? Yes. She's saying no.
He was using a walker 2 days ago.
Well, then let me make a suggestion based on this recovery. You just had a hip put in, right?
Right.
All right. So I do fire standing.
You do what?
I do fire standing as an instructor. I train people how to teach people how to firewalk. I train instructors. And as part of my training, I go stand on the fire, and we play a song. It's 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And I'm standing on it. When my son graduated from his firewalking certification, he did a 108. That means we build a round fire. We put a 10-foot lane, a 10-foot lane, and a 10-foot lane, which is what you guys are walking. He walked that 10-foot lane, that counts as 1. Walks another one, that's 2. He walks 107 times. And then we take that 10-foot lane, we make it a 20-foot lane, and he walks it for a 108.
And how many steps is this firewalk?
It's about a 15-footer.
Which is
I'm just saying,
an average of how many steps?
depends on your steps, depends on your height. You know what I'm
There
saying?
can be some long steps.
It can
you know
be,
what I'm saying?
yeah. You'll notice people take a little longer steps sometimes when they're doing it. Here's what I want to do. I want to serve you at a high level. Okay. I want to serve you at a high level. You're going to have to decide. Now, if you decide to do it, I'll support you with it. If you decide not to do it, you want to wait until you're a little bit more on your feet, type of a thing, if you will, so you're walking a little bit, because you just had it replaced. Most people aren't even up and around sometimes with a hip replacement. You're already up and doing it.
Right?
Walk on your hands, man.
Who said that? You walk first.
Let me break 2 boards first.
Will someone be by me side by side?
We can.
We got your back, Kevin.
Again, I had a young man. I've had more than one person walk on their hands. This is entirely up to you.
Okay.
But I don't want you to go out there and take a step and stand there.
No, I wouldn't
You're not
do
ready
that.
for standing. So what I would want to do is we'll get out there and you show me what it's going to look like to walk, and then I'll give you my recommendation.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, is that fair enough? Give him a hand, you guys. Sometimes it's not the right time, and you have to wait for the right time. So you'll have to decide that. I know you want to. I get that. You broke the board. I got that. But again, you have to make sure that there's a healing process here that you want to go through too. And I want you to have an amazing experience. So again, you'd have to. And it's going to scare her to death. Now, if you do it, so you have to be cognizant of what's going on with her feelings as well. So we'll talk about that out there when you're reading it. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Mike Runner. What's your name and where are you from?
Michelle from Massachusetts.
Hi, Michelle.
And my question is, before we take the walk, are we setting the mental intention of what it is we want to overcome?
You can? Sure. That's a great idea. Absolutely. Sometimes people get out there, and the next thing you know, you firewalk, and all of a sudden it just starts happening. It was like Oprah. Watch that. She wasn't, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm doing it. Oh my God, I did it, oh my God. She walks off camera and goes, it's the next chapter, people. So you won't know until you get to that moment. But yes, you can definitely set the intention that this is going to be literally one of the most extraordinary experiences of your life. And that's the beauty about our filters. We decide, every single one of us here, something happens to us, we give the meaning to it. I was with Tony at 9/11. We were on the Big Island of Hawaii. And I can tell you that he got several people up, and they all had different reactions to 9/11. Every single one of them had different, based on their filters and their what? Their model of the world. So yeah, if you want to set your intentions, set it up there, set it. Great question. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? We ready to do this? Yeah. Whoa. If you guys go out there with that energy, not so much. Let's try that again. You guys ready to do this? Yeah! Oh, all right, let's do this. Justin, which way do you want us to go out? And so, by the way, before we go out, there's an area right here that you can stay on this side of. Do you want him to come out that way? All right, so. I'm just gonna bring their phones out. Oh, thank you. Good catch. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, if they want to do.
Are leaving our shoes inside?
No, I'm going to do that. Guys, one more thing. If you want to, if you guys would go ahead and take your shoes and socks off inside the room. By the way, is there anybody that did not, before we go any further, is there anybody that did not sign the hold harmless agreement? Guys, let me say one thing before we start. There is an inherent risk with firewalking. Could you be killed? Yes. Is it likely to happen? Probably not, right? But I'm just saying, you could go out here and you could hurt yourself. So that's what you signed in the hold harmless agreement. So that just means you have made a decision that you will not hold Empower Network responsible if you go out there and you burn one of your toesies. Let's go. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you read it? So Bonnie was just talking to me. The big guy, Kevin Souza. Yeah. She doesn't want him to talk. Right.
That is so fucking crazy.
Do you like that? Nice. Coming through, fire team coming through. I think you definitely need more. Let's do a firewalk.
Step out on the grass.
All right, guys, let's hear it. Right.
Yes! 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 Kumas! 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 Wipe your feet. Celebrate. There we go. There we go. That didn't hurt at all. We're good. Come on, Will! I don't know if I like anything. No. So freaking weird. That is so weird. Yeah! 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 Woo! Celebrate. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! That's awesome, huh? That's easy, bro. Yeah, I know. Awesome. Got it. Yes. Go on. Awesome, dude. Good job. Yes. Great job. Yeah, D! Yeah, D! It's a Fresco! Back up, please. Back up. Yeah, D! Hey. That was awesome. Yes! Yeah! You're a boss, dude. Awesome! Dude, you're on good. That was awesome. Oh, you all right, dude? Yeah. I'm glad your head did not fall in the coals. I'm good, dude. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. Made that my bitch. Those coals are your bitch. You all right? Whoa, back up right here. Hold on. You broke your feet? Okay, you don't got it. Hold on. Watch back there. Let's go, Cat. First goal. You get my toe. Watch behind you. I gotta get Just wipe off my back so you can go there. Yeah, you're good. Give space, please. There we go. Chad! Woo! I got it from the hot side of the fire. Your mic's on, that's where the sound's coming from. Oh, what sound? The audio out here is your mic. Here we go. Yes! Wipe your feet, Celebrate. Yes!
Video coming through, Kevin.
Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Give me some attention. I want to see it. Yes! 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 Yes!
Celebrate.
All right, eyes up. I want you to squeeze your fist and say yes 3 times. Keep the energy up, you guys!
Yes, 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 yes.
Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Yeah, she doesn't have to break anything, do you? All right, guys, give it up to her! Let's go, Valerie!
Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
What's that?
You hear that?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Hey, excuse me, fresh calls, fire time. Guys, if we can make room right through here for me, clear this area. Hot call.
I got this from the hot side of the fire. Hot side of the fire. You want me?
Let me get one more, too. Yeah, give me half a shot.
You got it, Nick.
Tap him down for me.
Nice and fire. Right away.
Yes! Yes! Go. Yes! 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 Yes!
Stop. Wipe your feet. There you go. Celebrate. Celebrate. Wipe, wipe, wipe.
Eyes up.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Feel the energy.
Yeah.
When I say go, go.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Celebrate.
Say yes 3 times. Keep the energy up. Let's go, guys.
Yes, yes.
Fresh call. Come on.
Hot cold, coming through. Hot cold, hot cold.
Adam down.
You give it.
3 yes is total intensity. More intensity done. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Get some energy.
Wipe your feet. Wipe them. Celebrate.
Roll up. 3 yes is total intensity.
Come on. Yes! Yes!
Stop. Wipe your feet.
That was her version of cool off.
Celebrate.
All right.
There it is.
Here we go. 3 yes.
Coach.
Yes! 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 Cool on.
Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Let's go,
Hold up. Think about the outcome at the end.
Yes, yes.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Wipe your feet. Wipe your feet. Celebrate. Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Yeah, we'll do this up.
Stop. Wipe your feet. Celebrate.
Here we go. Why are you walking? One, two, break through.
We need some hot coals. All right, are we finished?
Sweden, go to the United States, go back to Sweden.
Here we go.
Finally got back to the
I want intensity. 18 hours. You have to go ahead, give me some points.
Yes! Yes! Yes!